Today, the results are in. Who will be crowned Construction Championship Clash Extreme Champion? Going once, going twice, and not sold. And forget raiding, because the crafting bench has become boss. Fat Razer Loot is up for grabs after our lore segment. And do the new stats suck? All that and so much more on this week's episode of Geeks of Nexus.
A world forged in conflict, claimed as homeland by the Exiles, conquered as territory by the Dominion. There is only one whose words we can trust. Geeks of Nexus.
Geeks of Nexus, this is episode number 19 for Sunday, the 20th of September 2015, and have we got a huge show for you. Very, very big show. The results are in for the Construction Championship Clash, and to bring you this amazing news, I have the wonderful judges. We have Idastinia. Welcome, Idastinia.
Hello.
Thank you so much for joining us, and of course for taking part in our competition.
Yes, no problem.
It's been fun, and also the I can't think of a word for you, Sparky. Just Sparky.
I'm hard to describe. It's English fails when you come to this level. Hey, how's it going?
So true. I'm very good, thank you. So we'll start off with our usual kind of week in Wildstar, just before we get into the nitty gritty of this week's competition results. So, Sparky, have you actually managed to do anything in Wildstar this week?
Yeah, kind of. So I jumped in after last week complaining about not being able to do Malgrave Trail. I was like, you know what, screw Malgrave Trail. And by screw it, I mean I'm going to do it. I'm going to achieve it. And so I did. I finally queued up, I think after like the third attempt of like a group just disbanding at the start, a group finally stayed and they wanted to do Malgrave Trail.
Yay!
So finally... And I got the silver medal. It went all fantastically. Yeah, thanks. It only took me a month, but there you go.
Okay.
So yeah, I've kind of been kind of like strolling through attunement, even though I know that it's kind of pointless in the end. Like I'm not going to finish before the 29th, right, for free to play, and it gets nerfed.
It's a bit of a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm kind of just doing it for the sake of saying that I've done most of it when it goes free to play.
Fair enough.
And I wanted to let people know though, there's part of the attunement that's horribly bugged right now, and I found the fix that worked for me. When you get to Moonbase, no, not Moonbase, Far Side, the Moon, whatever, and you're Far Side, that's it. And you got to go down this little canyon. You're supposed to summon this like warbot, yeah, but there's no icon for it. It doesn't, like, there's no warbot standing around. It's hidden and it's broken and it's horrible. But the fix for me was just like press T and try to use that quest ability.
I worked that out,
Yeah, so just if anyone else gets there by the time they listen to this, just press T and it works. So yeah, that was my week.
It's just not obvious. You have to work out.
Yeah.
Excellent. See, you got somewhere. That's a good.
I know.
Well done.
One day.
What about you, Idastin? Have you done anything else other than looking at houses?
Not really. that took a lot of time. Yeah, 2 evenings and so some other houses to visit, but that was great. It was worth the judgment. I was glad to do that, and yeah. Now the other night just took some rest, and that's it mostly.
That's pretty much what I've done all week as well. It was housing and raiding. That's all I did. Didn't have time to do anything else. So the 2 nights I jumped into raid. I managed to get all the way through genetic archives. so that's good. We just need to defeat Omna now. So I have done every single raid boss. We'll talk about that maybe another night when we've got more time. But other than that, I've just been looking in at houses.
Yeah.
My mic's been muted that whole time.
Yeah.
Luckily,
your
I'm
mic's
local
been muted.
recording. Oh, yay. No one could hear me. Oh, well, it's fine. I'll dub it in later. So other than raiding Genetic Archives, I've been looking at houses. Lots of houses. We had, obviously, the tours that we did together on the 2 nights. That was super fun. The 3 of us getting together and doing the people. I think we managed to do about 80% of the houses that wanted tours. Actually managed to get tours, didn't they?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The timing worked out really well. There was a couple of people that had to wait like an hour or 2, right? But apart from that, like as soon as we finished one tour, it seemed that someone else logged on. It worked out really well.
Yeah, it was quite lucky. We were quite lucky that way. So we might as well get into the nitty-gritty, I suppose, mightn't we? We might as well tell people
Let's do it.
the actual results. Now, are we going to go backwards or forwards? Do we start off with the big one, or do we start off...
No, start off with the small ones. You don't announce first place first.
Then we do what was like runners up backwards.
Yeah,
And special mentions.
from the very bottom.
Are we going to start? So what we've done, because the level of competition we had was unbelievable, wasn't it?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Pretty much
Definitely.
every plot I went to, I was like, holy crap, this is better than mine. Way better than mine. Sorry, what were you going to say, Destinia?
It's the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of them were really great.
Yeah.
Really high standard, much higher standard than I thought it was going to be, which just blew my mind. So we decided in the end that we would do a few extra awards rather than just having the winners of each category. We've got runners up, and we've even got some special mentions because there was just too many good plots to not, give a lot of people a little bit of a shout out. So we'll start then, I suppose, with the special mentions, which are the plots that probably in any other competition would have won something. But because of the high level of entrance we had, they were just a few points lower than them. So I explain how we actually run the competition, because that will just people will know how we've come to our results. It wasn't a case of us just going around and picking our favourites. We had a spreadsheet, because we love spreadsheets. And we had categories to pick from. So it was theme, atmosphere, decor, creativity, and originality.
Yeah,
we gave everybody a mark out of 10 in each of those categories, and then came up with an average score. And obviously all 3 of us did that. So it was completely, we didn't know what each other was scoring the plots, so we were all completely independent of each other.
Yeah.
And then obviously the plots with the most scores at the end were the ones that have come out on top. So that's how we did it. And obviously because we had the best theme and original ones, that's how we came up with the winner of the best theme and the most unique ones that got the highest scores out of those categories. So that's how we came to our results. So we'll start off first with our special mentions, which we'll start off with the Dominion side.
Okay.
So special mentions for Dominion: Skyplot, Jumanji, Voltron, Red Rum, which was a Savage Dragon's Jungle. Do you remember that one specifically, Sparky? Maybe you marking it quite high.
Yeah, I really liked the atmosphere. I think I marked it quite high on that. You know what I could do is actually bring up my spreadsheet and tell you how I did mark it.
Oh, there you go.
That would be a good idea.
And it wasn't actually as it sounds, wasn't it? It was a Draken Jungle.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And some of these plots might still be open to the public, so it might be that you can nip in and have a look, go along to the forums and see all the entrance that we had, and you can nip in and have a look at these plots. The other special mention for the Dominion was Skyplot VR Headquarters, Liliana Bloodhound, which was a fortress for the Venus Rising Bounty Hunting Company.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
And also Skyplot Prim's Kleiner Tierpark, character Prim Pram, which was the amusement park. Do you remember with all the lops?
That was pretty good. There was loads of lops around, and there was loads of like carts of food everywhere, and like cotton candy people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good. I remember that.
Little plushies. That's kind of like best use of plushies. But we had, yes, Volcron's in the chat. Well done, Volcron. We had a lot of fun looking around all of them, and your plots was one of those ones that came very, very close to getting the prize, but not quite.
Yeah. So close, dude.
Special mention for the Exiles, Sky Plot Country Idyll, which was actually one of my favourites.
That was one of my favourites as well.
Character Madigan Alex. It was a small plot, bit of countryside with a farm and a lock dwelling underneath. And you actually mentioned this in the last podcast.
On the last podcast, yeah. This was the one that was so simple but beautiful. I really, really dig this. Like, I really liked it. I think I'm going to make something similar to it on another character. It was just done so well. There was like, and we'll release videos for these later, by the way. But yeah, it was like just flat green land. And then there's like a river running through, and it was just done really well. Like, it actually looked like a river, and it like bounced over the rocks and stuff. Like, water was actually sort of cascading, even though there's not a water effect. I don't know how the hell they did it. And yeah, there's like an awesome barn full of like wheat and crops and stuff, and then the house on top of a ridge. Crazy, like so many dimensions to it, and like hardly any decor was used, I don't think.
But it was beautiful.
But it was so good, yeah. It was amazing.
Do you remember any of these special mentions, Idistinia?
Yeah, well, the one you just said, the country deal. Yeah, really nice one. Just a simple, quiet place, and with a river, rocks, and little wood house.
I've been amazed.
I think, if I remember well.
Yeah, that's the one. And
it was really nice to see it.
I'm amazed at how well people have actually done water. Or recreated
It's crazy.
Water.
Yeah, without the PTR new decorations.
I think what's going to happen
sometimes really, for some of these plots, yeah. Yeah, sure. It's going to be awesome.
And the last special mention goes to Treetop Sanctuary character Ziazi, whose main character is Zizi, which was, his theme was tired from the fight, want to smell a I can't even say that, habanero without it biting you. Come by the sanctuary and rest for a while. All races welcome, limited accommodation for those afraid of heights. It was the one that had like the big trees, and you could glow up the trees to the treetops.
I fell down many times. That just highlighted how poor I am at jumping puzzles. It wasn't even supposed to be a jumping puzzle, but you have to like jump up mushrooms to get up to these treetops.
Yeah.
That was really good. Yeah, I liked that a lot.
Yeah. So I'm going to see if I can get some of the videos up for the out of time, because we had way too much to do to try and get ready for the stream. But I'm still going to give it a go.
Okay.
Sparky, do you want to talk about the most unique plot, which was one of our winning categories?
Yeah.
And I'll do a little bit of a drum roll if you're ready.
Have you got a drum roll?
Yeah.
You're gonna have to tell me when you start and end the drum roll.
Okay. It's 8 seconds long, right?
Okay.
And I'm starting it now. Go.
Oh, how loud was that? Oh my god! It shot. Oh, it's on the light. No, it's on the light. Don't burn.
For those of you listening to the podcast, Sparky just set off a party popper.
Yay! That was ridiculous. I'll try and aim it at the webcam next time. But most unique. I'll pronounce that right. Plots that we visited goes to Secellus Siverian. Secellus Siverian. And it's called the Cathedral of Light. And it was awesome. The whole plot was just those pillars. Is it?
Exenite pillars.
Yeah. Are they hexagons or pentagons? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to describe it, Idistinia? Because it was awesome.
Yeah, sure, I can. So it was made almost only by these exenite pillars. So that, if you don't know, that really shine a lot, like you go in all the strain areas of the game.
Yeah.
So someone did like a big cathedral just made of that, mainly with some glass windows. I don't know the English word for that, but windows for a church and chairs everywhere, and just really well done. And they also were a basement with some kind of strange experiences. So with a lot of decorations, the creator made a lot of creatures, and that could definitely fit in horror movies. Just really well done.
Yeah, but
mostly it's to be brief.
yeah, all of these decor like pillars of light that you were talking about gave off so much light that he could only use one, what's it called, like atmosphere or a skybox, or what's the word for it?
Yeah, the
weather?
sky. Yeah.
Is it the sky?
The skies. And he could only use one kind of sky, because he actually showed us his plot, and he changed once his sky, and it was just too bright, you couldn't see a thing. So he only so he could only use one sky that could fit for visiting the plot.
Yeah, like the super dark sky.
It was very, 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 very pretty.
Yeah, but
beautiful.
it's amazing. Like when you go through the big front doors and like you walk down the main aisle, like up to the altar, and there was like some big ass statues with like the pole arms like crossing over in the middle, and yeah, it just looked amazing.
So congratulations to Sakla Severon, if that's how you pronounce it, the main character Serona Severon. You are the winner of a 3 plat deco item and a Fancy Pants code, courtesy of Wildstar Core.
Hey.
So congratulations.
Nice.
The best theme. Idastinia, would you like to do the best theme?
Yeah, I can.
If I tell you when I start the drum roll, and then count to 8. Count to 8 and then go. I'm starting it.
You can.
I'm starting it now. Go.
All right. So the best theme is the sky plot named the Temple of Dak Boon. I don't know. Done by Rocks Slide. So that. The theme description given by the creator is: I tried to recreate one of my favorite Wildstar Tales keys, temple, jumping puzzles, and mazes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that one was.
I had to go.
Yeah.
I had to go back to it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know if you found everything the first time.
Yeah, no. Kim went the first time and sort of ran around a bit, and you came to us later after after one of our nights, right, with Idastinia?
Yeah.
And you were like, Sparky, was there any more to the Temple of Dakbun? I was like, the temple. Oh yeah. Did you not go down? And she said, I kind of went down a bit to the first level, but I kind of felt like there should have been more. And I was like, yeah, there's definitely more.
Yeah,
go back.
Yeah. I actually tried to that. There were just what we could saw at the beginning, but then I saw these 4 or 5 doors we could find on the top room, and I got the courage to test them all, and of course it was the last one that was the one I had to go in, and then I saw all the crazy, amazing jumping puzzles, and that was just really well done. It just could feel like in an Indiana Jones movie, or
that's what it was.
That was really great.
It was like Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
And I'm not very good at jumping puzzles. So,
yeah. I mean, I feel like I should describe it a bit to give it like its dues. But like, you drop down through one doorway in the floor, and then you're in like a corridor, and there's like a bunch of sort of steel, looks like sort of barbed wire, like tacks, like massive tacks. You have to jump over. And you keep going deeper and deeper down slopes and slopes, and eventually you get to like a fire pit that you have to balance on a beam and walk like across this maze, across this fire pit. Then you have to jump into like hammocks and like swing across to the other side. Then there's pillars that Kim failed on for hours. Isn't that right? I was sitting on the other side like, come on, like, can you not make this jump? But yeah, that was amazing. And then there was a corridor with a bunch of doors, and when you open the door, there's like something surprising behind it, like a mask or like a really funny scene. That was just done really well. And then at the bottom, there's like a big datascape jumping puzzles, and I still don't know how the hell he did this, but there's like some there were like
Data
I think
cubes.
yeah, 6x6 data cubes or something. So there's like 36 data cubes or something ludicrous. And you can jump on some of them. Some of them you just fall straight through, and some of them you land on something that's, I guess, invisible. I don't know how the hell he did it. And so you have to jump across the right path, like through trial and error. And then you eventually get to the very end, and there's like a big gold room and a big, congratulations and stuff. But yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
It was very awesome. And that is why it won the best theme.
Yay!
So congratulations to Rox Slide. You are the winner of 5 plat plus a decor item plus a fancy pants code courtesy of Wildstar Core. So congratulations. Now, do you want to do the fluffy ones first, or do you want to do the menacing ones first? As in
I see.
The Exiles of the Dominions.
Fluffy or menacing?
Where should we go first?
Let's go fluffy.
Let's go fluffy.
I'm
Okay.
feeling the fluff.
So we have some runners-up prizes for the Exiles. 2 runners-up we did for each side, then the winner, and then obviously we've got the best overall. So our first runner-up for the Exiles is Fastes de la Solitude. I probably should have got Adustinia to do that.
Faste de la solitude.
There you go. The character was Azim Khan, and the theme was a hover park and bunker VIP lounge, and it was the best fun that me and Sparky had, definitely. It was just a huge hover park
Yeah.
to race
that was
around on.
awesome. Yeah.
With lots of, there was like a VIP lounge, wasn't there?
Yeah. You go up this corkscrew all the way to the top, and there's like a VIP like condo, which has its own set race in it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's completely enclosed, so there's just a start and then you come out the finish. And I thrashed you on that, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going back. I know you thrashed us, but Samson XL has just told us you didn't have to use the trial and error for the data cube jumps. This is for the Temple of Dakbun. Right above the entrance was a picture at the wall with the correct path in it. We didn't
What?
see that. That's even
A
more
picture on the wall with the correct path? Oh my god. Are you serious?
It was more fun trial and error, to be honest.
It was pretty fun, trial and error. Yeah.
But sorry, yes, back to the hover park.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, hover park. It was awesome, and I completely thrashed you in the race at the VIP lounge.
Yeah, I kept getting stuck on the obstacles.
Yeah, and the rest of the housing plot was just the normal sort of, well, not really normal. I mean, it was pretty crazy all round, but there was just a bunch of ramps and jumps and loop-de-loops and stuff. And wasn't there in a ticket booth?
Yeah.
There was the basement.
Yes.
Yeah.
You loved the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just remembered what it was. The basement was like a sort of gentleman's mansion or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really great designed for rich people place with a lot of rooms, books, desks, stuff like that. Really well done, and with really great work on architecture. Like there were the bookshelves that were behind circle areas and stuff like that, but just doing crazy and funny things with what the different decorations offer in the game. So it was really nicely done.
Because inside the actual the basement, it also kept with the theme of the hover park, didn't it? So it was still using some of the ramps and circles and things like as doorways.
Yeah.
Within the actual basement, which I thought was very, very clever.
Yeah, that was amazing.
So congratulations, we're giving to the runners-up, we are giving a Fancy Pants code to every winners-up again, thanks to Wildstar Core. So we have some extra prizes to give away for those that didn't quite make the top prize, but were still awesome. The other runner-up for the Exiles was the Proto Putt Park by our very own Carrot Greenleaf. little carrot.
This was awesome.
It was awesome, and it only missed out on the top prize by like 0.2 or something.
Yeah.
On the average score. It was a miniature golf park above ground that comes with a parking lot, food court, a mini golf course, souvenir shop, and elevator access to my favourite part of the plot, which was a subway station that included a diner,
was
ticket booths, subway tunnels and train, and a control station and maintenance room. Whew.
Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot under, like, to say a mini, golfing putt and park or whatever, and then all of that stuff underneath. Like, it's like 5 plots in one. I have no idea how they did it. Didn't the elevator like blow you away, Destinia? You were like amazed by the elevator or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah, sure. It was like just a simple elevator, but to make it work, I think the bunker was the elevator, and there were just a small part of pixels down the elevator you could click on to use the elevator. So I think it was really nicely done, and it worked really nice for that use.
Yeah, it was a simple mechanic, but it just worked, didn't it?
Yeah,
Like
it
the
was
whole
awesome.
place,
Yeah.
really. Very well designed, very well put together. And the winner of a Fancy Pants code as a runner-up. So congratulations to Carrot. So going on then to the best Exile plot, the winner of the best Exile plot.
Oh, baby.
Sparky, do you want to do this one?
Yeah.
If I'll give you the start of the drum roll.
Okay.
I'm
I'm ready.
starting it now. Bing!
Oh,
That was loud.
sorry. You're gonna have to sound balance
okay.
this after. Holy crap. Get that smoke out the camera. Yeah. Holy crap. Best Exile. This is familiar to Destinia.
Sure.
It's by, oh my god, I'm going to butcher this again. Thalorthine Kalawanji.
I gave you all the ones that were hard to pronounce.
Yeah, thanks. And it's called Sanctuary. The theme is a futuristic slum city with a sewer system and a crime lord den underneath it. You guys got frisky on some pole dancing in this plot, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the listeners can enjoy watching that. It's kind of, I had to sort of sidestep out of there. It got a bit awkward, a bit too frisky. But yeah, this is crazy. There's like, it's like a whole city. Like when it says futuristic slum city, it means city. There are like, I don't even know how many like high rises. I'd say like 30 or so estimation. I don't really know. Yeah, there's a lot of big buildings, and there's like 3 levels to it. On the bottom, there's like loads of slum areas with countless hobos, many homeless people.
It did have a big homeless problem.
Yeah,
Yes, it did.
It's kind of invested, and I can see the video coming up now.
Yeah.
But yeah, and on the top level as well, there was like a wooden walkway, in between all these buildings on the sort of 2nd or 3rd level. And it was just so well interconnected, and the what did it won? Best Exile. Yeah, I think it won in my mind just because the theme was so convincing. Like, it really felt like a real atmospheric city, and it just blew me away. It was amazing.
It's when you looked
The ambience
upwards.
was it.
It's when you looked upwards and you could see how high the actual depth of the city was, with all the detail of the windows and everything up high. It really looked like a proper city. And you've already done a video of this, haven't you, Justinia, for your YouTube channel?
Yeah, a few weeks ago. It was like the one before my last one, and yeah, just hanging around on that city in like a mafia character. Just that was really fun. I really liked that plot.
And all the lots of little houses as well, didn't it? And On the video, it's just coming up with the sort of pathways above the city that you were talking about. Yeah, it was just very, very deep is the word. I think we should just use, just leave it there. Just
It was
deep.
emotional.
It
Yeah.
was, yeah. Yeah.
Did a lot change in between your first video, Destinia, and like your second visit? Didn't he make like some sort of adjustment?
During he was there to show us everything, and there were a few stuff I didn't see at first, so it was a bit different.
I think he said he added like some flats.
I was glad
didn't
to come back in here and see everything. Sorry?
he said he put some flats in, didn't he, to sort of
Oh yeah.
show the actual housing inside, which is something extra.
Yeah, he added something.
Oh, sorry, I just saw it on the video. It's probably passed already for people in the live stream, but that room you're in, he said it's like a torture room. And he said, come over to this desk over here, and there was a banana on it. It was fantastic. No, please, not the banana.
Yes, anything but the banana, Sparky said. Very
That was
good.
fantastic.
So,
Yeah, good stuff.
So that is the winner of the best Exile plot, which wins 5 plat decor item and the Fancy Pants code. Again, courtesy of Wildstar.
Yay!
Congratulations to Thalathian Kalawanji from That's How.
Glad I'm not the only one butchering names now.
So that's it. He's the winner. So if we go over now to Best Dominion, and we're building up to the big one.
Ooh,
Best
baby!
overall. So we've got, I don't know why my dog keeps barking again. He keeps doing it every time there's a stream. Alfie, come here, what is the matter with you?
He just hates streams. I don't blame him.
He doesn't bark ever. He's a really quiet dog, and then every time I stream something, it's almost like he knows. It's almost like, come here, come here.
I think he's worrying that Master is talking to a couple of TV screens.
Yeah, maybe.
He thinks you finally lost it.
Yeah, he needs a haircut.
He's not wrong.
No, he's not wrong. So if we go through the best runners-up for the Dominion side, it was actually quite nice being able to jump on our Dominion characters, because we haven't been on them for months, and they probably went, yeah, you're using us, and then what are you doing? You're just walking around a load of houses.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Idastinia, do you want to go with the first runner-up?
Yeah.
I'll
Sure.
start the drum rolls for the runners-up. You've got 8 seconds from now.
Yeah. The one? Well, which one I start with?
Either one, it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so well, the first runners-up for the Dominion is Tribologue Elildar. So with his Dominus Mansion. Woo! So the theme was woo! Was the Dominion is a Dominion castle. Really well done. Yeah, actually, the day before we started to record everything for the competition, he asked me to come to visit him, but for my weekly housing tour. So he made me a tour of his amazing Dominion castle, which is really nice, pretty much detailed, with a lot of rooms, with various content. So yeah, I pretty much enjoyed it. It was nice.
It was another one that looks very. You kind of walked into the plot and just looked upwards, and it was just like, wow. It was very high and grand. And
was this the first one we did? I'm kind of losing myself now. On the roof?
I think it's.
It had the gravity room that bumped you up to the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And was it the one with the throne, the golden throne on the roof?
Yeah, that's
Ah,
one.
okay.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm
you
with
went
you,
and
I'm
sat
with
on
you.
it.
The one I kneeled in.
Yeah.
We kneeled. We did lots of kneeling during our tours.
Yeah.
But again, it was one of those ones that was very, very close to actually winning.
Yeah.
Just missed out on a few points. It was very,
Yeah.
very close.
It was so
Scarily
close.
The
So hard to decide, guys.
It was very close, very hard. And the second runner-up, Sparky, do you want to take that one?
Yep. That was by... Is it this one here?
Yes.
That's by Huxley Cornwallis. I pronounced it right, I think.
Yay!
Hey! That almost deserves a party popper in itself. And it was Fortress of Refugees. And we got a tour around this, didn't we?
We did, yes.
Yeah, we kind of got halfway through it, and then someone behind us said, "Hey,
It wasn't that.
hey you." Was it not that?
No, the theme. I'm just deleting the theme because I put the
Oh,
wrong theme
sorry.
in. You're right.
I am thinking about the right one, am I?
Yes.
Yeah. And he was like, hey you guys. And we turned around and it was the owner of the plot, and we were like, oh, hi. You want to show us around then? And so we kind of went through it a second time. But yeah, this was it just felt so good. Like, it felt like there were a bunch of containment units around and a bunch of, what's the word for it? It's not containment
Containers,
units.
they're like shipping containers.
Shipping containers, yeah, sorry. Yeah, just like stacked one on top of each other, and then there were like wooden planks and walkways in between. And there was like this med bay, and he said you can go outside to smoke out the med bay. That was a bit weird. There was a fortune teller. I did a bit of fortune telling.
Yeah, he said you could have a
Didn't
job.
I? Yeah. But yeah, that was really, really good. Was there anything about that plot you guys really liked?
It stuck to the theme. It was just like a refugee camp.
Yeah.
That's why I liked
Well, there was a
about
big mech bot at the end, wasn't there?
it. There was a big mech bot.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It was it's under maintenance.
Yeah.
What were your favourite parts of that plot, Justinia?
It's the one with the rocket launcher on the basement, right?
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
I forgot
that
about
was
that.
that was half work in progress, wasn't it? But it still
Yeah.
looked really good.
That's what I pretty much liked on this plot. But everything was really great. But yeah, the rocket launcher on the basement was pretty fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, with the owner who was a Chua, so was I. We did like a screenshot in front of it. I should post it on Twitter sometime.
Post it on the Twitter. That's a great idea. So that's the runners up for the Dominion, and I suppose we should move on to the best Dominion before moving on to the big prize. So both of those runners up get a Fancy Pants code.
Oh yeah.
Just for you guys. So the big winner on the Dominion side was Faralax Starkiller with his Moonbase Alpha, which, surprise, surprise, was a Moonbase.
Really?
Yes.
You sure? It wasn't a farm?
No, it was a
Oh.
Moonbase.
Yeah, this one was crazy. I think I went to this one pretty early on. I think it was like my 4th or 5th visit. But this was the first one I walked in and went, like, audibly said out loud, "Holy shizzle and nizzle." It was crazy. Because the first thing you come to is like a big open window looking over the whole moon base, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you can sort of see it in its entirety. It was awesome. I don't know. Do you want to go ahead? You should probably describe this.
Well, it was, as it sounds, a moon base, and it was set out like there was no gravity, like you couldn't breathe, so you had to walk through these like glass tubes and things,
Decompression chambers,
and you could look out in the middle where they had these little different chambers where they were like they had like a greenhouse to grow things, and a little mining area where they were mining things, and a spaceship area as well. And it was just very cleverly laid out and put together. And I think what I liked most about it was the fact, like you said, as you came to it, you could see the whole moon base. And I can't really explain it.
It just felt...
It was great, yeah.
Yeah, it felt so fitting. Like, if you imagined... Like, if someone just said, you know, the words like colonizing the moon, like
That's
you'd
what it
think
is.
of this plot.
Yes.
Because there's little bubbles and glass domes everywhere, and there's like extractor vehicles like standing outside of like laser gateways.
I'll have a video.
And then you can go outside, and there was like a cage with a moon monster in it that you could open up, and there were some drills like digging these minerals on the moon. It just felt so vivid. It was amazing. But yeah, you're gonna have to bring the video up and show some of it.
I have the video up at the moment. And that's it. When some of the glass panels that looked out over the sky, where you can see sort of Nexus and everything else, that was pretty awesome. What was your favourite part of that plot, Justinia?
In same as you, the view was really nice. So pretty nice. I'm also doing on my own plot some like of a outside station on meets and asteroids, but it's more or less the same. And I really like to make great views, and this plot had a really nice one.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's just coming up now with some of the views. Like literally every room you went into, every sort of tunnel you went through had some kind of piece of glass where you could look out over sort of a different part of the actual moon base.
Yeah, I think it was awesome because there was no boring bits. Like you just walked through just a tunnel, like it's just a tunnel that connects one section to another, but they've still like filled it with like boxes and wires hanging down and like sparks going off. Like it just there's no like unblemished bit. Like you can walk anywhere on this plot and there's something awesome to look at. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
cool.
Just going through the little greenhouse and little bunkers. So yeah, that is the winner of the Best Dominion plot.
Yay!
Which gets a 5 plat, a decor item, and a fancy pants code. Courtesy of Wildstar Core. Have to keep saying that. That is Moonbase Alpha by Faralax Starkiller. So
Dominion.
Congratulations.
Awesome.
On that plot. So I suppose are we going to bother saying what the overall winner was?
No, I don't think so. I think we've got enough for today. I think we should call it there. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. No, no, go for it.
No.
Let's do it.
I'm
going to get 2 party poppers for this one.
Have you got your party poppers ready?
I got my party poppers ready.
I better get there so I don't get it wrong. Right,
gonna
are we
be
ready?
really
I'm
loud.
going to have a crowd cheer for this one as well, so watch out. So, the winner of the best overall plot for our Construction Championship Clash Extreme competition is Kiara Samaris with Kella Kinder, whose main is Inkara Samaris, so the sky plot is Kella Kinder, and it is a secret sewer base under Ilium. Yay! So congratulations, you are the winner of the 7 plat, the decor item, and the fancy pants code. And Justinia, why don't you start by describing it while I get the video up of this one?
Well, where to start? Well, it's a huge, like, base, secret base, made with tunnels. I don't think we can see the outside light anytime. So it's only closed with really everything in there. It's just like a whole underground city with what I prefer.
Oh, Skype's going.
Here was
Bit of lag.
Oh, no! We got the robots. The robots are coming in.
We're losing him.
market. So with levels and
Oh, we've lost him.
Oh, I think
We've
we've lost
lost
him.
him. No. No. Well, on the video, we're just showing us
Hello?
going. Yeah, hello. So your Skype was playing games with us.
you're hearing me.
Connection a bit.
Yeah, just about. It's just a bit laggy. So yeah, we had to go through some security
Hello.
first. Hello, we got you back. There we are. We had to go,
Hello.
we had to go
I'm
through.
back here.
We had to go through.
Actually, I have
Oh.
seems to have a really shitty connection right now
Yeah.
for a few hours.
It's 'cause
Actually,
we're
so
live.
sometimes it's pretty messy.
It's because we're live. It's fine.
Yeah. It's alright.
But we had, through a lot of the tours, we had members of the Black Genesis Guild actually with us doing a bit of role playing, didn't we? Because a lot of them were from the same guild.
Yeah.
And they were sort of there to help show off the plot. There's a lot of security to go into this place, I remember. And we kind of went in, there was lots of different rooms. sort of secret rooms as well where people could go and sleep, because it is a secret base after all. And then obviously a little central room that had like a pub, didn't it? A little area for people to relax and enjoy.
Yeah, it was really awesome. There was like a bunch of walkways and they all connected into the middle of this like floating wooden platform that had like this circular bar in. And like a bunch of sort of stuff all over the walls, like sort of God damn it, these words escaping me today. What's it called when you stuff animals?
Taxidermy.
Taxidermy, yeah, all these taxidermy pieces on the wall and like and kills, like hunter kills. But it just looked badass and scary and like really reminded me of, I said at the time, I think, the Thieves Guild in Skyrim. It had that feel. But yeah, sorry, carry on.
They were very, very dark, wasn't it?
Yeah, really dark and really menacing.
Yeah. And honestly, there was like a control centre which we're just seeing, which the chat will probably see as we're talking. You won't see it for a few minutes. And then the best part about it was the kind of main room, which I think we're coming to in a minute. I'm going to kind of skip forward on the video. There will be a full video of all the winners and obviously our favourite top 10 and a kind of a mixed match of all of them together, which we'll put up on YouTube, so you'll have a really good look. And of course you can go and see this Sky plot because it is still open. I checked before the podcast, still open to the public, so you can nip in and have a look at ERKINDER. That's a Sky plot, and the character is Kiara Samaris, CIARA, and then second name SAMARIS. But the main room that kind of really blew us away, I suppose, if I skip forward, was the main sort of gold room, as it were.
Gold room.
Do you remember
It was like her main house, wasn't it?
Yes,
basically.
the house.
Yeah, that was crazy. Do you want to go ahead?
No, you explain that. I'm just trying to skip
Okay.
forward on the.
Yeah, if you find it on the video. But yeah, her main room, like the owner of this plot, was like, the first room you walk into was, I guess, like a greeting room. And it was like gold floors and pillars and like a glass panel. And you sort of walk around this glass panel, and there was one of her friends sitting on the couch there. And there was like this waterfall feature on the front wall that sort of split into two and came down and like joined into this sort of like almost bonsai, like Eastern flavor sort of pond in the middle that had this little walkway over it out of 3 golden blocks. Yeah, it was just decorated so well, and like normal like decor sized things were shrinked down to this tiny scale and used as like book displays and sort of shelves that had like priceless Ming vases on it. It just looked amazing. What did you think of this, Destinia? Like,
It's the same. Yeah, really nice done. And it was for me the plot I really wanted to win. So the main room and everything actually was really great. It's really well done everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm looking at this gold room, and I'm still not entirely sure how some of it was done.
We'll never find out. This is like god tier level housing right here. I have no idea. Can I like pay them to come to my plot and like do mine?
Some people do that, so you never
Do they?
know. It's worth asking. Yeah.
Wow.
It's. Of course, Augustinho found the toilet as well.
Oh jeez.
you always manage to find the toilet in every plot, which is quite funny. So yeah, it was very gold. So I just can't get over how impressive all of the plots were, but in particular this one that did stand out in a sea of awesome plots.
Yeah.
So.
Holy cow. Yeah, it was just amazing all around. I mean, every single plot I went to, I found something that made me laugh, something that made me giggle, something that made me amazed. That made me amazed.
That amazed
That
you.
English. Yeah, that amazed me. So, like, just congratulations to everyone that was involved. I guess they'll be. Have they already got their stuff in the mail, or are we sending out soon?
No, I'll be sending them out soon.
Soon, very soon.
So keep an eye out for your mailboxes, and I'll get them off to you.
Yeah.
I'm working a night shift tonight, but I will try and do it before work tonight.
Okay. Awesome.
But if you don't get it in the box tonight, it's because I didn't have time, and you will get it as soon as I can get it out to you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Congratulations to everybody. Thank you very much for Ida Stinner as well for joining us as
Yeah.
our
Thanks, man. It was awesome.
guest
Yeah,
judge.
that was really nice. It was really nice for at least for for asking me to come to join you, and it was really nice. We really had fun doing all this. So yeah, I'm really glad I've been there
Yeah.
with you.
Can't do a housing event without you, man.
No.
It's your territory there.
You've been put up on this big pillar now. Ida Stinner is the housing god of the EU. so we're very honoured to have you with us, and we did have a lot of fun doing the tours, especially on the Dominion side with a little tour. That was that was very cool.
Yeah, it was funny to play with the tour. I'm not used to, so it's just my little Dominion alt for housing tours. So
Yeah.
having fun with him when I can.
Awesome. And hopefully we'll do another one at some point when we'll give people a chance to do their new plots with their extra decor and extra sized houses.
NPCs and water.
Exactly. So
Crazy.
that probably won't be for a while to give people a chance to get used to that. But we're going to probably do something else in between because, of course, Mini Stabber has given us some prize money to do something else.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we'll come up with some other interesting competition idea before that. We're just not sure what it's going to be yet. So, Ida Stinner, I know that you might have to go soon. We're going to start the main podcast. Do you want to stay with us for a little bit for that, or are you going to have to go?
I don't really know. I can pretty much have to go in any minute, so I don't really know.
All right.
I don't know if it's worse that I stay. So maybe we can plan this for like a future podcast.
Yeah.
For
Yes, sounds good.
some more serious stuff. I mean, for information.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, no
we
worries.
can do that. You can come back on for the main podcast. But those of you in the chat, if you want to hang around for a few minutes, and we will do the main podcast. But Ida Stinner, thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you too.
we will see you.
Hey, paper, read all about it. Hey, Grano, hey, big bouncer, eat some of this nose over here. Hey, chewer, this broadsheet's bigger than you. hey, come on, guys, it's only 60 gold. Get back here.
News of the week.
So the big PSA this week is
I don't
as I scroll down,
know.
is that the auction house and the commodities exchange will be down until free to play.
What?
I know. That's what I thought. But then I thought,
Why?
because I was thinking, oh no, that's like ages away. But then I realised it's not ages away at all, is it?
Is it? Oh no, it's only 9 days.
It's literally only a few days away.
Holy moly.
Whew, they're getting very close. So CRB Sunshine posted on the 19th of September, so yesterday, that in order to prepare for our transition to free-to-play, we are going to be temporarily shutting down our in-game auction house and commodities exchange service. Have no fear, it's not forever. They will be back on the 29th with free-to-play. So basically got a significant amount of work to do for the free to launch, and it was much easier for them to bring down the auction house and the commodities exchange so that items can have enough time to return to their owners and prevent any potential issues with the automatic item conversion system.
I see.
So that's why they've done it.
Right.
So the shutdown time is 12 AM PDT on September the 20th, so that's today, 3 AM EDT and 7 AM CDT. All regions are affected. So there's a few frequently asked questions as well. Do you want to cover those, Sparky?
Sure. So some of the frequently asked questions will be, Will I be able to interact with the auction house / commodities exchange at all? It says no. All interaction with the auction house / commodities exchange will be removed, and the NPCs will take a much needed break before free to play. Actually, they'll still be hanging out, but they will not be able to be interacted with. Okay, so you can go still have a dance party around them and click on them a couple times, but to no success. So if you want to make some gold, I guess dailies are your only option. It says, what about server transfers? Will I still be able to transfer if there's items or bids in the auction house or buy / sell orders on the commodities exchange? They say server transfers will not be possible for characters that have active auctions or orders, and timers for items will not be affected. That being said, our customer support team is able to help in some situations, and if you have an issue, please contact them. Will items that are on the auction house or have buy / sell orders be lost? No, they'll not be lost, and once the auction expires, characters should receive items back via mail. And the last question is, how will my characters get their items back? And any item that is not sold will be sent through the in-game mail system back to the character. So, don't think that's particularly surprising.
It makes sense, doesn't it? That's why it's more of a PSA than a conversation topic. Just so you know, so if you go along to try and sell something and you can't, and you're like, why can't I click it? That's why.
That is why.
Yes.
It would be pretty... I wonder what would happen if like an item was on the auction house and then free-to-play rolled around. Would it still have the same stats? Like, what would those old stats do? That's so weird.
I guess that's the issue, isn't it? Some things are being deleted,
exactly.
Some things are being changed, so it's easy just to shut the whole thing down and prevent any confusion or issues there.
Cool.
So there was a casual Friday stream this week with CRB Sunshine and Mark Chang, a systems designer. I'm not sure if you managed to catch up with this, Sparky. I was a bit late with it. I didn't watch it live, but I did watch the replay on Twitch.
I didn't watch any of this, no, but I caught up in the forums. I was reading what everyone's angry responses. We'll get to that in a bit.
So they were covering the crafting changes and changes to rune crafting as well. And it's still up on the Wildstar Twitch channel, so you go and catch the highlights on there. And it should be up on their YouTube channel soon. I did check before the podcast and it's still not up. But I think it normally goes up on around Monday, Tuesday, so you'll be able to catch it on YouTube then. We're not going to go into it too much. We'll probably go into it a bit more on the next podcast, because we'll have more time next week. But ruin crafting, I mean, from what they showed on the stream and what I've played in the PTR, the UI is much simpler to navigate. Much simpler. And adding gear has been made easier by... Whereas at the moment, you have a long list of every single... item in your inventory, or every single piece of gear item, as in armor, you know what I mean? Yeah. Every piece of gear in your inventory is showing on the rune crafting for you to sort of add runes to it. Now you have to drag and drop whichever item you want to into the rune crafting UI, and then you have the option to add your runes to it. So it makes it a little bit easier to see sort of what you're doing, I suppose, in that respect. Yeah. There's also going to be a Reddit AMA incoming for rune crafting and crafting with the devs, so we're going to have a lot more information really about that and answers and questions to talk about when they get round to that in relation to rune crafting changes. So as I said, we'll go into that in the next episode in preparation for free to play, because that will be our last episode before free to play.
It's pretty crazy.
It's scary, isn't it?
It's going to be a whole new game.
Yes. One thing I did want to bring up, though, is when they were talking about the changes to crafting, they've pretty much only changed the crafting for sort of gear, so outfitter, weaponsmith, things like that. They're not touching cooking, architects or technologists. I'm a bit disappointed they haven't touched cooking, because I thought cooking was one of those things that kind of needed a bit of an overhaul as well. Yeah, I mean, cooking was interesting the first couple of times and unique the first couple of times. Then it becomes a bit of a chore. Yeah. Exactly, that was my thought. So they kind of simplified a lot of the other stuff and just left cooking as it was. Maybe it's something they're going to look at in the future. Maybe they just didn't have time, but I was a bit disappointed to hear that. But Sparky, you kind of did the show notes this week because I've been horrendously busy. But you managed to find one of the points that was brought up on the stream in relation to, I think one of the questions that someone actually said was, why should I bother with crafting? What is the point? If I'm raiding, for example, I can just get, much better gear than I can as a crafter. Something that Mark Chang said is one of the changes they've made. They're bringing in like a new master tier for a start. And he said you will be able to craft raid ready gear for in crafting, which technically he said could be better than the gear you'll get in raid, because you can pick what stats you want, so you can customize it completely to your character, which has made some people happy and other people's not. So you've kind of found this thing, so why don't you I'll let you take it away.
I'd like to kind of go over this, because this is kind of awkward, because we're going to have to sort of cast our mind back a couple of days first before we dive into the most recent news about this. So basically, a couple of days ago on the forums and on the Reddits, people were a bit peed off that on the free-to-play beta, the crafted gear was 2 item levels greater than Datascape raid gear, the highest tier Datascape raid gear. And you can see why that's a problem. We'll go over that in a bit. But first off, I want to say thank you very much to Cheetos Mascot TM on Reddit, because he dived into the beta and he did all of this working out. He crafted loads of different gear. It must have took him a really long time. So full, dues to that guy there. Go to Reddit and upvote all of his stuff, I guess, because I'm just copy pasting all of his work, because I'm a lazy cheapskate. So he went on there and he said all of these items were crafted with stats fully charged. So that's an important point, first of all. Remember that. This crafted gear is only better than Datascape gear when it's been overcharged by 20%. And he said the failure rate was dependent on the item, but ranged in between 14 to 17%. He said mismatching color slots had no detriment to the stats gained, because of the talent tree points you can put in that sort of adjusts that. He said the stat value on these items can be changed to any stat, so you can use that to compare. You can only pick stats you gain from runes. And he says this is an important point, because subscribers, so people that are the, what's it called, like loyalty members? No, I keep forgetting the name.
The signature accounts.
Signature members, yeah, that's it. Not subscriber accounts, signature accounts. So the signature accounts, when free-to-play beta rolls out, or would have rolled out, gets a reduced failure rate, which means, in a sense, people that are paying for the game have an advantage when it comes to gear acquisition. And that's a big problem, because that's kind of bordering, well, it's not really bordering, in my opinion, I guess. That is kind of pay to win. And that's why a lot of people have been upset about this. He says, that's a tiny benefit to end game crafting. Loyalty perks, however, are 10% and they do stack. So you can kind of get there, I guess, through a lot of omnibits. He says, the crafted pieces lose assault power rating, not assault power. And rating is a much lower value, so that's pretty insignificant compared to the DS gear. You have to choose 3 stats, and the power cores you need are drop from Datascape. So that's important. You do need to rate Datascape to be able to get these pieces of gear. And it costs 1 Datascape transducer per craft. So, so that was before adjustments. And I kind of want to dwell on this. First of all, what's your opinion on that from what I just explained, Dre?
I'm okay with it, but only for one reason. Firstly, you can only get the mats by being in Datascape in the first place.
Yep.
So you have to be a raider raiding at that level to be able to get the mats, right? And I'm pretty sure that the majority of raiders are going to keep a signature account.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong there, but I think if you're going to invest enough time to be raiding at that sort of level, you're going to be quite dedicated to the game. You're going to be logging on a lot, and therefore, I'd imagine most of them are going to be signature anyway.
I think the hardcore raiders for sure.
Yeah.
Like, the top 10 guilds, all of those people are probably going to be signature accounts.
And it generally sort of crafting stuff, it's normally things you want. It might be your best in slot, for example, so you want to work towards making it or getting it. This kind of happened in World of Warcraft as well. They had similar things where you could get the high level recipes, and then you'd have really expensive mats that you either had a day cooldown, for example, or you could only get from raids. That would take sort of a month to 6 weeks to actually craft. So I think it's kind of similar to that in a way. I can see maybe why people might be angry about the signature account getting the advantage, but you can get it through Omnibits, like you said, so you can get it without paying as well. So they are still giving you an avenue. So that's the only reason why I'm okay about it personally.
Yeah. I think, it's important to note that these pieces of gear can't be, mailed towards or whatever. So it's not like you're going to hit, max level and get these pieces of gear just like mailed to you or just bought off the auction house, and now you have better gear than the top raid in the game. That can't happen. Like you said, you have to raid it. It has to be, the character that has that profession maxed out. And so a lot of work goes into this. All of that being said, though, I was still kind of miffed. It didn't sit with me quite right that even though it's hard to get, I still think that the best gear you can get on your character should drop from a boss. I just have that installed in me from all these years of MMOs. It just feels so much more rewarding that way. Where's the epicness behind standing at a crafting bench and clicking craft and watching the loading bar go?
If it's just one thing, though, I don't know how much of it you can craft. But if it's again, if it's just like a weapon or a pair of boots.
The weapons from DS are better than the ones you can craft. That's the only piece of gear, however, that's better that drops. Boots, belts, legs, chest, shoulders, helm, you name it. If you can craft it at 20% overcharge, it will be better than raid gear. So it's pretty big.
That's not quite so good.
No. However, that was casting our minds back a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Since then,
it's changed.
This conversation was useless because it has been changinged.
It's a bit like when I started my A-levels and my science teacher said, all that stuff you learnt for GCSEs, for those not in Great Britain, that's like the I suppose high school level, is it? High school GCSEs? Yeah. When you're sort of 16, 17, the exams you do then. And I started my A-levels, so sort of my last exams at school, and my science teacher said, right, forget everything you learnt in your GCSEs, because it was all a load of rubbish, and it's all wrong, and we're going to teach you the right stuff now. And I guess if you did a degree in science, I'd then go, forget all the stuff you did for your A-levels.
So, that happened with me in biology. I did biology GCSE, get to A-level. All that stuff you learnt before, complete rubbish, mate. This is how it is now. And then A2, it was like, remember that last year? Rubbish.
They're lying to you.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tongby from Carbine on the Reddits again. They did an AMA all about crafting. And this question was they were bombarded with just this one question, change crafted gear, it's useless. And so they were like, okay, he said, and I quote, yes, the highest tier of crafting items will now end at item level 110 with maximum overcharge, 20%, and stack customization. That should bring them about on par with the item level 116 gear in DS. So, it's now not above, but it's about on par. How'd you feel about that?
Well, again, I guess it's going to take you a long time to craft these things.
Yeah.
So it's going to be for the people that have probably been really unlucky with the drops.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Because by the time you've got all the mats to actually make these specific items, you might think, I've been trying to get these boots for ages and they're just not dropping. So you go and make yourself a pair of boots. If you've gone through all that effort to max out your crafting, that would be, I don't know how long it does take. I could be really wrong and someone's going to say, no, you can do it in 2 days. But I would imagine that isn't the case if you have to get the mats from Datascape, etc.
I can settle on par. I think that's It's like a halfway between the players and the devs. You
Happy
can tell.
compromise.
Yeah, it's a compromise, isn't it? It's like, well, we want this crafted gear to be pretty good because we're proud of our crafting system, so we'll make it about even.
They want to give people a reason to craft as well, don't they? That's the
Yeah,
thing.
that's true. I think it's better reserved for fun stuff, though.
Yeah.
Like crafting for me, I think it should be all about decor. It should be about mounts and pets and maybe gadgets. Like there's some pretty cool gadgets out there. I've been looking through a couple of them on the free to play. Yeah, but I guess this is all right. And this is the last news I heard. I don't know if they've changed it since. They probably have. Take everything we say here with a grain of salt.
Well, like we said, it's still on the beta, isn't it? On the PTR.
Yeah.
So lots of things can change, like it has already. They listen to people's feedback, and that might not have even been what their end result was. They were planning anyway,
No.
because it's there as a test, isn't it? And
Yep.
they try things out and they change things. So yeah.
So raiders can raid now happily and get the best gear.
Yes.
Maybe. Just.
Maybe. I am now going to move on and play our lore segment, which is quite exciting this week. So, Sparky, you can't talk because they'll be able to hear you through this, so keep quiet. Why don't you explain what our lore segment is this week?
This is all about a big bad guy. You guys might know him as Dominus the Half-Blood. He's going to touch down on Cassis and show some people how he rolls.
Nice. Here it is. This week's lore.
Rise of the Cassians, Part 3, Favorite Son. Dominus the Half-Blood emerged from the Makari flagship, a titan in red armor. His mother's sword scabbarded at his hip. This crowd was much bigger than the last. He'd viewed Phaedra's first visit many times.
These will be your subjects someday.
His mother had whispered.
Note what compels them, and be prepared to simulate it.
Not all those present looked compelled, he reflected, as he scanned their ranks of troubled faces and averted glances. But he sensed the gazes of many beyond the periphery of his vision who could not stop staring at him. Despite his strange alien features and outside bone structure, his mother's likeness had not been forgotten. They saw it in his penetrating golden eyes, sidling gait, the deceptively casual assurance of his sword hand, and they glimpsed something far more. Kindred, his voice reverberated. My mother was Trisena Toria, the commander of your fleet. The sacred blood of the Elden also courses through my veins. I have come to lead us to greatness. As your emperor.
We have no need of emperors here,
A nobleman said icily, limping forward.
and you'll have no more of our women.
Do you doubt my claims? Dominus said, softly but in a voice that carried. He stepped forward, hand on the pommel of his sword. Do you call me liar? His sword sang as he drew it, raised it above the man's unblinking face, and brought it down with a that echoed like thunder throughout the square. The resulting shockwave knocking dozens off their feet and radiating outward across the city in an expanding seismic ring. Skyscrapers groaned and settled. Hundreds of eyes locked on Dominus and on the blade's sunken hilt deep in the steel boulevard at his feet. This blade was forged from alloys that at your current state of progress you would not have discovered for 1,000,000 years. As he spoke, his other hand hurled a scatter of silver marbles heavenward. They vanished into the cloudless blue sky. Moments later, it began to rain. Mastery of the elements is nothing to our patrons. Dominus kicked away the nobleman's cane, gestured at the man's bad leg. As, with a shocked gasp, he fell forward. They offer nanites, capable of reversing tissue damage of any severity. Catching himself, the man looked down wonderingly at his visibly regenerating foot. Together, we will control the essence of creation. Do you accept? Within seconds, the erstwhile crippled nobleman was the only Cassian in the square who was still unbowed.
That was quite well timed, Sparky.
Was it?
Yes, I managed to go down and give my dog something to eat as well, because I realised my other half went out without feeding him, that's why he was barking.
Oh, awesome.
So, whoo, we got there.
There you go. Law.
So, from one type of loot to another type of loot.
Yeah?
Wildstar have combined with Razer for a sweepstakes entry.
In-game loot to real-life loot, baby.
Woo! So chances to win Razer Blade Pro gaming laptop are Razer peripherals like the Orbweaver Chroma, the Tartarus, the Naga, the Tiamat, I don't know if I pronounce any of them right, Naga I've seen you, and a limited edition Granok statue, which you're very excited about, Sparky.
You know, I love the Granok, and this limited edition Granok statue looks awesome. It's all gold, and it looks big, although it's hard to tell, like it might be blown off a bit. But yeah, it looks awesome. I want to put it on my gaming wall back there, because I haven't got any Wildstar swag yet. But yeah, it looks awesome.
I'm gonna get a little screen region.
You're gonna try and get a picture up.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a.
Yeah, I just put this up on the show notes because everyone should go and enter for the chance to get swag loot. I'll put
if you haven't already.
Yeah, I've put the link in the Twitch chat, and I don't know, maybe we should. Are you able to like put a little text up on the screen or something for the YouTube video later so people can enter this?
I'm sure I can do something like that.
Yeah. Or just head to Wildstar Online News, and it's there on the page.
Hang on, I'm just showing things. Oh, my dog's barking. I don't know what's the matter
I
with
don't
him
think
at the
he's
moment.
happy with his food. You need to cook it better.
I can't, but no, it's too long. That no, they'll have to just it's too long. They'll have to go and find it on Twitter or something. Okay. It's fine. Okay. He's getting old. That's the thing. He started barking. He can't see very well. He's I don't know what it is with him.
Terrible.
Bless his little cotton socks. So there's 12 ways to enter as well, is it? Oh no, I can't do that. I can't do that thing.
There's lots of. Don't worry about it.
I can't do the screen region. I'll have to add it on later.
There's lots of different ways to enter. You can like increase your chances of winning by like 120% or something by sort of, you know, putting out a tweet or liking their Facebook page or, you know, subscribing to the Wildstar YouTube channel or, you know, all that sort of jazz. But yeah, chance for free loot, baby. And it was pretty easy.
And you can enter every day, am I right? With like the tweets, yeah, once per day. You can do the tweet for extra chances. So go back and still got lots of time, like over a week to enter, because it ends on the 29th, doesn't it? So plenty of time. Now, boys, I haven't had a chance to look at this next one, the community video. Is it one that I have to play and like?
No, I wouldn't worry about it. No? I just it's just a funny little video by Oxtube. Thought I'd give shine some light on it in the community. Called Carbine Please. It was pretty funny. It was just him sort of going around Wildstar and complaining about all the things that make no sense whatsoever. And he's got his little friend with him that after every sentence says, Carbine, please. so there was that. So head to Oxtube and check that one out.
I saw the little disclaimer at the beginning. It says, this video was made to point out some of the problems in Wildstar with a humorous touch. You might not think the following are problems. You might not think we are funny. But take it all with a grain of salt and weigh in your opinions on some of the matters if need be. Hopefully you enjoy the video as much as we had making it, and remember, no lot were hurt while shooting this video. And then in brackets, not guaranteed by Protostar Court.
No lot were hurt in the making?
Yeah.
Then why the hell am I talking about it? I only like videos where many lops are hurt.
Many. Oh well, you're just mean.
You're
just mean. So what sort of things they come up with on that video?
Oh gosh, try and make me remember.
So you've watched it, you put it on the show notes, I thought you might know.
Yeah, I watched it like a week ago though. let me see.
If you don't remember, it's fine. I'm putting you on the spot now.
Yeah, it's like, medic heals, AoE heals do more than single target. Rogues have to have an offensive ability to keep threats. Time travel in encounters. I guess that's like a lag reference. But yeah, just go check it out. It's funny.
There's a little reference to the 0 to 50 stream as well. I saw with a little sad face.
Yeah.
Which I'm not going to comment on, but people can make up their own minds about it. So that's been it. I guess I should play the little outro.
Jingle.
This one. This one here.
That one there.
Yeah.
Is it playing now?
Sorry, we're playing now, yeah. It's one of my favourites. So that's it for this week's Geeks of Nexus. It has been an extra long stream, and thank you for everyone that has stayed with us in this stream. We obviously gave our announcement out for the winners of our construction championship Clash Extreme #1, and Idistinio was with us at the start. Thank you very much for him for joining us and for spending the last 2 weeks with us looking through those wonderful, wonderful plots. And we will be putting the videos together over this week, and we'll put them up on the forums and over Twitter and everywhere, so you can take a look at them, or just keep an eye out for our YouTube channel, Official Epic Geeks, where we will be putting them up on there. So that's it for episode number 19. Next week, our last one before free to play, is a big double number 20, number 20.
Oh baby,
Ooh.
It's almost as old as me now.
Yes, almost, not
If
nearly
weeks
as old
were
as
years.
me. Yeah. I have been your host, Drakas. You can find me on Twitter at Drakas. Where can we find you, Sparky?
You can find me at Epic Dark Sparky and in the cardboard box behind the restaurant.
Yay! And you can find the wonderful Idistinia at Idistinia. We are part of the Epic Geeks Network, and you can find out all about this podcast and other podcasts we do at Epic Geeks over at epicgeeks.co.uk, where you can see the likes of Tarly and Zulgeek and Britza talking about World of Warcraft. I didn't even know that game was still going. Did you, Sparky?
I think it's in the gutter.
Okay.
It's behind the restaurant with me in its own cardboard box.
But apparently it's still going. It's doing all right. And Geeks of Azeroth are there to tell you all about that. So go along and find them. We've also got Let's Talk Geekdom, where they talk about lots of just random geeky things, and they make me realise how ungeeky I am.
Yeah, it's shameful.
Shamefully ungeeky. They know way too much about comics and Doctor Who and cosplay and things.
Yeah.
Puts me to shame.
Shame.
If
Ding,
you like
ding.
that kind of stuff, go along and listen to them. And we do have the main Epic Geeks podcast, which is on a bit of a hiatus at the moment, but we'll be coming back. We will be coming back with something spectacular when we can work out what that spectacular thing is going to be.
Yeah.
So that's it. Thank you very much for
Awesome.
watching and staying with us. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
This podcast is part of the Epic Geeks Network. To find out more about our other gaming podcasts, head to epicgeeks.co.uk.